What's going on, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here. It's time to review another movie. Right now, I'm about to review God's Not Dead 2, man, directed by Harold Crank. I have not seen the first God's Not Dead, but I have seen reviews of it. I've seen little bits and pieces of it, Kevin Sorbo and Dean Cain, sort of stuff like that, like of clips and everything. So I have seen parts of it, and I just don't know why I haven't seen the first one. I just have really no desire to see the first one. I'll check it out one day, but definitely when I saw the God's Not Dead 2 trailer, it has Melissa Joan Hart, I believe her name is, right? Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Jesse McAuliffe, also who played one of the Ewings, obviously, in the new Dallas reboot or continuation of it. So man, I mean, definitely it had some really cool, interesting people. There's a lot of returning characters from the first one because I do remember seeing some familiar faces in this movie. So it's really a continuation, but a new case, a new story, but it's just something like there's returning characters and everything. This is a non-spoiler review. I'm not going to spoil nothing. I'm just going to give you the pros, the good stuff, the cons, the bad stuff. Give you my final score. Tell you whether or not you should go check this out in theaters. Maybe you should go watch this on rental or just never see this movie at all. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here is my non-spoiler review for God's Not Dead 2. Alright, first off, man, Jesse McAuliffe is the best thing out of this movie, man. He's so fantastic as the lawyer in the film, basically defending Melissa Joan Hart. I believe that is the name, Melissa Joan Hart, her name, but oh god, it's just so fantastic. Like, he was really, really awesome in here, and every scene in the courtroom, dude, and there's a lot of scenes in the courtroom, man. It's about a 2-hour long movie, man, and I gotta say that the whole courtroom stuff was awesome. There are slow scenes in there, of course, but everything about it, I love courtroom dramas, man. I don't know why I'm so directed to that, but it's just something so about, talking to the jury and getting their part to it and, getting their side and then that side and then bringing to the stand and then everything about it, man, was just so really interesting and really good. Now, the case itself is a stupid case where it's well, she mentioned God in the classroom, so put it a trial. And it is real. There are real trials that do that, man. It's really stupid. I'm not saying on the part about it because I'm Christian. Do I go to church every Sunday? No. Am I a perfect Christian? No, I'm not. But I did grow up going every Sunday, of course. But now I'm just kind of I'm tired sleeping on Sunday night or morning. So basically, it's kind of I'm religious. But again, you don't need to be religious. This is a faith-based movie, but you do not need to be religious to see this sort of movie. And this whole world's different. People could be I could worship this shirt if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Freedom of religion and everything. But, where did we forget all about that, man? People used to grow up, my mom and their parents, people used to grow up in Catholic schools and Catholics, everything was a religious school stuff. And nowadays it's sort of just separation. And I'm not going to get into the actual, because it starts a fight, it starts a debate. Why do we need to fight? Honestly, it's a move, so there's real problems in the world about this, but you're right, you're wrong, I'm right, or I'm right, you're wrong. Let's just keep it back again to the movie, but it just starts a fight. Why? Why do you need to fight over really? Or do we really the whole story of it? And I do like the case, but for a 2-hour movie, dude, it lasts quite a long time. But Jesse McAuliffe, like I said, he's really awesome in this movie. He's a really good lawyer. He's the best part of the movie. I really loved his parts, man. He had some amazing things, one of the pastors, David, or he's a pastor in there, or he was from the first one. He's a person sees, he's God bless you. Careful now, or you might end up on trial. Now it's just well done, sir. Well played. Anyway, so again, all the courtroom stuff, the way it was directed to, the directing in this film, man, really is really good, man. It's not a great, also the cinematography-wise, besides the directing, but I think the directing was really good, nothing too overshadowing, everything was really done, the practical and CGI effects that were in here, and I don't think there were many CGI effects, maybe just a few things, but everything about it, man, I don't know the budget, I haven't looked at there was no, estimated budget there, but everything about it was just clean, nothing wrong about this movie really there's not really that many problems I would have to say. Now, as Christian movies, they're not, like, they're known for being bad acting, and this movie does have that share of bad acting, but I do have to say Ray Wise, dude. Ray Wise is sort of this villain of the movie. He's the other lawyer that's going against them. He's like, and we are going to prove that God is dead. And it's kind of like the thing about it is so bad about Ray Wise is he's a good actor, man. He's really good acting in here. But he's so cliched. He's so, villainy, he's so that cliched character. And he's just like smiling when they're doing the contract. He's like, yes, good job. Yes, we're gonna believe God's dead. Yes, today. And it's kind of like, oh, like you're so cliched and, Also, still for the pros, again, you have a lot of returning characters from the first one that I, have seen from the first one, parts and bits, and I was like, oh, it's cool, you got the Asian, and you got the girl that had cancer in the first one, and you have the pastor and his friend, and you got a bunch of different people, man, coming back, and, it kind of continues their storyline of where they left off, sort of sense. And then you have the Newsboys, man, of course, the band, God's not dead, he's surely alive. You got them coming back, man, obviously. They have the same songs, or basically the same God's Not Dead song. But it's a good song, man. They have them in there, which they kind of shown in the beginning, which really kind of like, oh, I guess. But at the end, the concert and everything, I thought that was really cool, and I actually kind of want to listen to some of their music. On to the cons, like I said, man, Ray Wise was so devilish and so evil and so cliched, it kind of ruined it at parts. Like, he's a good actor, but just his whole role, dude, was so smile, you know what I mean? It was so like that. It wasn't really like, in depth, like, it was like so very devilish sort of sense, you know what I mean? And I don't think, like, his character was, again, so very cliched. Some of the acting in here, like Melissa Joan Hart, she's not a great actress. Like, she has a few scenes where it's like, oh, and then the younger girls in the movie, like the students, are really not that good at acting. They're kind of like, it's okay, like there are some parts in here where I'm not expecting Oscar-worthy acting, but the acting's just kind of like, oh, like, all right, whatever, just whatever you give me, sort of thing. And it was a long movie. Like, this movie could have been an hour and 25, an hour and 35 minutes. It didn't have to be 2 hours. Like, they could have cut at least 20 minutes of this film. They could have cut, like a lot of scenes that were not necessary in this film. And one last thing. A lot of people in here, it shows people, like, it's almost like everyone in the world is like, God is dead, and it's kind of different about in the real world, man. It's like in here, like, real world, it's kind of like almost like 50-50 sort of sense where some, teenagers and people like that, younger people and even older people too, they're like, God's dead, God's not real, it's a fairy tale. And then you got the believers, man, you got the people that's like, either way, if you don't believe him, you don't believe he's real, he's still real. Alright, but and like, some, like you say, do you believe in God? And they're like, well, I don't believe in the Easter Bunny, so what makes you think I believe in God? It's like, what's your problem? Why are you so salty today, man? Be in a good mood. Why all... Yeah, look at you, man. Calm down. I'm so, So it definitely... I really enjoyed... Like, again, you don't have to be religious to see this movie, but it is pushed towards all the, Christians, and, it's aimed towards an audience that they could share with other people and their friends. It's made basically for, Christians, and, it's not a bad thing. It will share, people will see, some people will deny it. It's what happens, man. So overall, I'm going to end up giving God's Not Dead 2 a 7.2 out of a 10. I thought it was a really good movie, man. I definitely enjoyed it. I can't see this movie again, as in, like, I can't see myself seeing and sitting down and watching this on a DVD or something. Like, because I've already seen it, obviously. But I just can't see myself in the future like, oh, I picked up God's Not Dead 2, I'm going to watch it, like own it sort of thing, you know what I mean? Like, maybe my mom will, and I took her out to go see it, and she really enjoyed it too. She's seen the first one. But is this movie worth watching in general? Yes, I do believe so, but I would say most likely rental. I think it's more of a rental movie than anything. Unless you have a big church group or something, yeah, go to the theater, man. Go ahead and watch the movie. It really is a really good movie. It's not a great movie. Yes, it's mediocre at times, mediocre at times. But the acting and Ray Wise at times, it does get a little overwhelming in how long it is, and some of the case of it's a doozy at times, honestly. So comment down below, tell me what you guys thought about God's Not Dead 2. Hopefully all of you enjoyed. You want to support the channel, or if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, all that great stuff, guys. Until next time, bye bye.